A spilled drink usually costs a few cents in paper towels to clean up, but grab the wrong bottle of cleaner from the supply closet to wipe it up, and you might destroy the floor underneath it. Take a restaurant in Liverpool. Someone spilled red wine on a polished concrete floor. A cleaner assumed the dark red spot was a rust mark and applied an acidic rust remover. That acid chemically burned the concrete, requiring a full, expensive repolish. Professional commercial cleaners approach spills like a chemical triage unit. They carry portable identification kits to test the pH, check for fluorescence, and classify the specific composition of the stain before a single drop of solvent ever touches the floor. Guessing what a stain is made of based on how it looks leads directly to surface damage. Identifying the chemistry is the only way to save the asset. This matrix breaks down the 5 distinct chemical families of commercial stains: protein, tannin, oil and grease, mineral, and dye. Every spill fits into one of these categories. Hit a protein spill, like milk or egg, with hot water, and the heat actually denatures the proteins. You've just permanently glued the stain to the surface. To break them down safely, you have to match the family to its specific chemical antagonist. Tannins from coffee and wine require oxidizing agents, like hydrogen peroxide, to break apart, while mineral deposits like rust only dissolve when introduced to acidic solutions. If you attack a spill without knowing which of these 5 families it belongs to, you're rolling the dice on whether you clean the surface or permanently scar it. Heavy-duty concrete looks solid, but it's essentially a rigid sponge. Contaminants seep into microscopic crevices, placing them out of reach from standard surface scrubbing. Extracting them requires a strict 3-step chemical process: an alkaline degreaser to break up the surface tension, a poultice application to draw the liquid upward, and a diamond pad polish to restore the finish. In a Moorbank factory, a hydraulic oil spill sat deeply embedded in a concrete slab, driven over daily for 18 months. By applying a lithium silicate poultice and letting it sit for 24 hours, the oil was successfully lifted out. The poultice utilizes capillary action, physically pulling the petroleum out of the pores. It allows technicians to recover heavily soiled industrial floors that most facility managers would write off as a total loss. When coffee hits office carpet, the most common reflex is to run to the break room and pour salt on it. It is also the worst possible thing you could do. This diagram illustrates what happens at the molecular level. Salt creates osmotic pressure, which actively forces the coffee's tannin molecules deep inside the structure of the synthetic carpet fiber. Instead of panic-pouring pantry items, professionals use hot water extraction paired with specific spotting agents. They work strictly from the outside of the stain inward, using precise blotting pressure to lift the liquid without spreading it into clean fibers. Scrubbing aggressively or applying DIY home remedies almost always backfires, converting a highly treatable surface spill into a permanent chemical dye job. High-end natural stone in a commercial lobby carries an immense financial risk, simply because it is highly vulnerable to everyday chemicals. Marble and limestone are primarily composed of calcium carbonate. They react violently to any acidic liquid, physically dissolving the top layer of the stone. A standard acidic bathroom cleaner, or even a splashed glass of orange juice, will etch an unsealed marble floor in a matter of minutes. Removing stains safely requires specialized neutral pH poultice compounds. Baking soda and acetone can lift oil from marble, but the chemical recipe must perfectly match the exact mineralogy of the stone. Treating marble like standard tile by hitting it with heavy-duty janitorial supplies forces building owners to bring in heavy diamond honing equipment to grind down and restore the chemically burned surface. In commercial washrooms, standard unsealed cementitious grout absorbs everything. It pulls in moisture, bacteria, and mineral deposits from the very first day of installation. To stop this cycle, technicians apply a pigmented epoxy-based sealer. This color sealing process creates a structural reset that waterproofs the grout lines, blocking absorption for up to 5 years. Applying a structural waterproofing barrier mathematically costs less than funding repeated, intensive deep cleaning cycles on unprotected grout. This graphic shows the formula professionals use to price out an extraction job. 3 specific variables determine the cost: the surface type, the chemical family of the stain, and the total affected area. A simple surface spill on sealed flooring might take 30 minutes to lift. Deep-set grease requiring multiple cycles of a poultice treatment can demand up to 48 hours of application time. By utilizing proper sealants, installing heavy-duty entry mats, and training staff on immediate containment, facilities typically reduce stain-related callouts by 45%. But there are hard limits. If a stain has been chemically fixed into a surface by extreme heat or excessive age, it cannot be extracted. The only option is physical replacement. Using dish soap to scrub a carpet leaves a sticky residue that actively attracts dirt and grinds the original contaminant deeper into the fibers. And acidic compounds of any strength must be strictly banned from coming anywhere near calcium-based natural stone. True facility protection relies on strict preventative planning and immediate chemical diagnosis, rather than gambling on the strongest solvent in the supply closet.